I resolve to love my brain. That's a good resolution for 2026. When we say we want to be healthy, we can't forget brain health. And to talk more about that, pretty appropriate, I would think, Kristen Casado from the Alzheimer's Association. She's here along with Brooke Anderson, who is a dementia caregiver, and we're going to get into that in just a second. Ladies, nice to have you here. All right, let's talk brain health. What are we talking about here?
I mean, what are the resolutions? I want to lose weight. I'm going to go through dry January. How about I want to take care of my
Nobody
brain?
really talks about that, right? I mean, it's almost like when you're talking about, health, it's almost always physical, right? So this is...
I mean, everything you do for your heart is good for your brain,
that's right?
So let's talk about, we're talking about trying to reduce our risk of dementia, and that's what's really important now. And what better time than in the beginning of the year? Exercise, getting those numbers in check, your weight, your blood pressure, being socially active, talking here.
Just being in the moment, right?
In the moment.
We're going to get back to the list in just a second, but the reason we have Brooke here is because your mom was diagnosed with dementia 2 years ago, right?
That's correct.
And so you went right into study mode, learning everything you could.
Yes, full throttle. It was, just immersing myself as much as possible and learning everything that I can about the disease, not just to help her, but also to think about myself and protecting myself against the diagnosis.
Well, is that, how big of a fear is that as the daughter? Because do you wonder, okay, is this going to be passed on?
That's a very good question, and it is, something where your psyche can go to that dark place where you think, well, this is happening to my mother. I'm the next in line. This is probably going to happen to me. And then you go down that rabbit hole of just dwelling on that rather than focusing on what you can do that's within your control to maybe help protect you against a future diagnosis.
And as Kristen mentioned a couple moments ago, there's basic stuff. We're not reinventing the wheel here when it comes to tips. What have you changed in your lifestyle?
That's a great question. So I've always been a very active person, but as Kristen mentioned, when you think about activity and you think about exercise and health, you're usually thinking about changing your body or keeping your heart healthy. And now I focus on it a little bit differently, where I know that it's helping my brain.
Right.
We all know that when you exercise, you release those feel-good endorphins, which battle things like anxiety and depression. And it's also pretty well known that depression can be a trigger for things like dementia and Alzheimer's.
The dopamine is a good counter. All right, so on the website, there's a healthy habits checklist, and you rattled a few of them off. But again, there's one or two that I found interesting, in addition to challenging your mind, protecting your head. Physically.
Yes.
I thought, explain that.
Because if you get a TBI, if you have traumatic brain injury, or you have brain injury, that will increase your risk of dementia. So wear that helmet, and also in the back seat of the car, put the seatbelts on in case there's a car accident, right? So we're talking about that as well. But other things we're talking about, and Brooke does these things too. Exercise, keep that brain moving. Learn something new.
Right. Challenge yourself.
Challenge yourself. I mean, if playing Wordle every day is great.
I do that.
Talk about sleep.
And that's
prioritizing sleep. Getting in a healthy habit, going to bed at the same time, waking up at the same time every day.
Gosh, it's almost like I should take that advice myself on this schedule.
Take the quiz.
Exactly.
There's a brain healthy habits quiz and habit builder.
That too.
Habit builder on our website, and it'll kind of guide you as to what to do.
And we will link you to their website on our website, fox61.com. It is a very interesting list. It is January. It's a good time for resolutions, working on brain health. Kristen Casado, Brooke Anderson, thank you for coming in, talking about this. We appreciate you.